Ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo, ilantad ang likas nating talento, at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Pagpakitang gilas na at magpapatalo, ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ng bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulot, sumbesibay, lakay, manigan. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Power and Play was brought to you by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, love your journey. Photon, empowering the Filipino business. JoyRide, ang inyong bagong kasundo. And N Plus Gold, tanda ng pagmamahal.
Halina't makinig, talakayin natin ang larong gusto mo. Pag-usapan natin, ibida ang hilig ng bawat Pilipino na merong taglay na galing. Bangon na, power and play na, bangon na. Power and play. Bangon na, power and play na, bangon na. Pilipinas tayo na, bangon na. Power and play na, bangon na. Bangon na, power and play na, bangon na.
With 2 gold medals.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Hindi po pinalad ang ating Gilas Pilipinas sa second window ng FIBA Asia World Cup qualifiers kontra New Zealand Tall Blacks. Pero ang katanungan, meron pa tayong nakitang silver lining na pwede natin pong sandalan patungo sa mga susunod pang laban ng ating pambansang koponan. Pag-usapan po natin lahat yan sa huling araw ng Pebrero. Naku po! Kaya po, bango na! Power and Play na! Magandang umaga mga kapatid! Kamusta po kayong lahat dyan? Sana po yung nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan kung saan man kayong dako naroroon. At of course, binabati po natin lahat ng ating mga suki, mga patuloy pong sumusubaybay sa ating palatuntunan ng Power and Play sa 105.9 True FM. Lahat po ng mga pauwi na dyan, ng mga nagmamaneho o di kaya ay papasok sa kanilang mga tanggapan. Easy lang po Sabado weekend, medyo relax tayo ng konti Although ang Sabado daw ay ang pinakamatraffic na araw sa linggo sapagkat walang coding, kaya lahat ng tao ay nasa sa labas And of course, yung mga nakikinig po sa atin at nanonood sa Channel 19 ng True TV and of course sa 1PH on Signal TV. Kasama na rin po ang mga nakatutok sa Facebook Live at YouTube all over the world. Magandang umaga po, magandang tanghali, magandang hapon, magandang gabi kung nasan man kayo naroroon. Of course, yung mga Sunday replay watchers natin sa RPTV din. Kamusta po kayong lahat? Marami po tayong pag-uusapan ngayong araw na ito. Siyempre, ang pambungad ko kanina yung medyo kinapos ng konti na Gilas Pilipinas. Pero maliban po dyan, basketball ang ating tututukan at iba pang sports dito sa ating Saturday edition ng huling araw ng Pebrero. Naku po, Marso na. Kaya medyo, although malamig pa rin ng konti ang simoy ng hangin, medyo umiinit na ng konti at nararamdaman na rin natin. Kaya po, medyo malapit na rin ang summer, marapit na magbakasyon. Kaya sana yung mga chikiting ay naghahanda na rin at ang mga pamilya ay magsama-sama. Sabi nga natin, mamaya po sa ating show, ating pong matutunghayan in the second hour ang isang sport na hindi po natin masyado pang nakikilala. And ating pong i-introduce ngayong araw pong ito ang Philippine Roll Ball Team. Doon po sa sport na roll ball. Ha? Ano ba yung roll ball? Ha? Ano bang klaseng laro yan? Ito po ay halo ng roller skating at sabi nila ay football. Pero hindi ko po sigurado kung ano talaga yan ang ating pong malalaman mamaya sa ating mga bisita from the Philippine Roll Ball Team. Abangan nyo po yan sa ating In the Spotlight. And later on, ating pong ipapakilala ang isa sa napakaraming imports na parating sa nalalaro dyan po sa malapit ng buksang Philippine or Commissioner's Cup ng PBA. Sa March 11 na po ang simula ng Commissioner's Cup at right now marami na rin namang nagkakaroon ng interes sapagkat makakakita tayo ng mga malahiganting mga players na lalaro po sa Philippine sa Commissioner's Cup sa PBA. And one of them ang ating pong magiging bisita mamaya. Abangan nyo po yan in our second hour. Alam naman natin na ang mga inaabangan dyan, yung mga tipong behemoths, yung mga 7-footer. In fact, we have a 7'3" and a 7'6". Meron pang isang 7-footer na lalaro sa Commissioner's Cup. Ito na yata ang pinakamataas o pinakamaraming player na maglalaro ay mga 7-footer sa PBA. Kaya naman ang interest ng ating mga PBA fans ay tumataas at sana naman ay maganda ang maipakita ng mga koponan, lalong-lalo na doon sa mga nasa ilalim. At mamaya po abangan nyo yung ating isang import na makakausap dito po sa Power and Play ngayong araw pong ito. Pero of course, ang ating pong tinututukan ang ika nga usap-usapan mula pa nung Huwebes kung saan ika nga kinapos ng konti ang ating national team na Gilas Pilipinas. At yan po ang ating pag-uusapan sa What's the Score? Kinapos ang Gilas Pilipinas kontra New Zealand 69-66 sa kanilang 2027 FIBA World Cup Asian Qualifier window. Ito yung second window po ng ating team kung saan nung first window nanalo tayo ng 2 beses kontra Guam. At kahit dikit ang laban, walang nakikitang moral victory si Gilas Pilipinas head coach Tim Cone sa talo ng national team. Lumamang pa ng hanggang 7 points ang Gilas sa first quarter pero agad yang nabura ng Tall Blacks nang umabante ng double digit papunta sa final period. Kinapos ang comeback ng Gilas sa dying seconds at di pumasok ang panabla sa Hail Mary shot ni Dwight Ramos. Kaya po, yun nga ho ang naging takbo ng ating laban kontra New Zealand Tall Blacks. And of course, this is our first loss dito po sa FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. At kung inyo pong mapupuna doon sa larong yon ng ating national team, lumamang nga tayo sa first quarter. Maganda yung panimula, lalong-lalo na ni CJ Perez who scored 10 points of his 15 sa first quarter alone. And then, kumamada pa si yung bagong salta ng Gilas Pilipinas na si Juan Gomez de Leaño na nagpakita rin ng napakagandang performance. 10 points ang kanyang nagawa sa laro laban sa New Zealand Tall Blacks. But after konting adjustment ni Coach Judd Flavel ng New Zealand, nakahabol po ang Tall Blacks. Maraming katanungan, ika nga, tungkol dito sa ating paglalaro. Marami nagsasabi, 3 puntos lamang naman ang natalo at muntik na tayong ika nga makapagpa-overtime. Siguro kung nagkaroon pa ng konting pagkakataon at hindi nakuha yung isang offensive rebound nung player ng New Zealand, yung matangkad, yung si, ano pangalan no? Wetzel yata, yan. Wetzel. Nakakuha siya ng offensive rebound in the final seconds of the fourth quarter. Kaya sila umangat po ng 4 na puntos, no? Bago, of course, nakabawi si Dwight Ramos. But again, maraming what's and ifs. But one thing is sure, si Justin Brownlee ay naging tahimik na tahimik dun sa larong yon. At aminado naman si Coach Tim Cone at sinabi rin naman ng New Zealand coach na ika nga ito pong si Justin Brownlee ang talagang tutok na tutok ang depensa ng Tall Blacks. Brownlee ended up, mga kapatid, Justin Brownlee ended up with 4 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 turnovers. Siya po ay may plus-minus rating na 4 dun sa laban na yon. But again, yung 4 na puntos po ni Justin Brownlee on 20% shooting ay katakataka. Sapagkat alam naman natin pong itong si Brownlee ay maaasahan kahit ano pang ibigay mong depensa, nakaka-adjust siya. So again, marami pong katanungan. Aminado si Coach Tim Cone na masama yung laro ni Justin Brownlee pero hindi dapat daw ang buntong sisi ay mapupunta sa ating naturalized player. And true enough, dahil marami rin namang mga players na, or at least ang New Zealand, nagpakita rin sila ng kanilang galing dun sa laban na yon. Actually, ito pong laban na to, mas mahalaga na makita o makuha ito ng New Zealand. Sapagkat in the first window, 2 beses pong tinalo ang New Zealand ng Australia doon po sa first window. Kaya po 0-2 in record nila dito po sa grupo natin kung saan dapat before this game tayo po itabla sa Australia with a 2-0 record. Ngayon po ay tayo may unang talo at ang New Zealand ay nakakuha ng kanilang unang panalo. Again, how important is this window? Napakahalaga po to wag po natin baliwalain. Ika nga, sabi nga ni Coach Tim Cone, ito po ay steps towards getting into the next round with a good record kung saan po makakatapat natin yung mga Middle Eastern teams na naghahabol din po ng lugar patungo sa World Cup. At para po pag-usapan pa ng mas malalim itong naging first window ng Gilas Pilipinas kontra, or rather second window ng Gilas Pilipinas kontra New Zealand Tall Blacks, makakasama po natin ang dating player, of course a leader in the sport, a sports analyst, ang ating pong kaibigan si Coach Eric Reyes. Magandang umaga, Coach. Magandang umaga, and thank you for joining us this morning sa Power and Play.
Good morning, Com Noli. It's really nice to be back here again.
Magandang, alam mo, si Coach Eric po, kung hindi nyo po nakitatanong, nakita kami nito dun sa watch party ng Gilas Pilipinas nung Thursday. Kaya po, talaga namang natutukan na ni Coach yung larong yun. And, I want to go straight to the point here, Coach. Alam naman natin that this was a game that had urgency sa panig ng New Zealand. They needed to win this sapagkat wala pa silang panalo. And obviously, they did everything. They carried out their game plan, particularly kay JB. Pero what stood out for you in this victory ng New Zealand, Coach Eric?
They really have a very good lineup. Ang lalaki nila, they have good size. They have so much speed in those, yung kahit matatangkad nila, ang bibilis kumilos, ang gagaling dumipensa. They had very good, individual skills wherein they can really drive and draw and kick out, and they have really good shooters on the outside.
And clearly, when you talk about shooting, ang pinag-uusapan ng tao ngayon ay ang bad shooting ng Pilipinas, no? Actually, if you look at our field goal shooting, we only shot I think 23% or something like that, or less than 30% in that particular game. And one particular person stands out, Coach Eric, si JB, si Justin Brownlee. Marami pa rin nagtataka sa naging production ni JB, limited to only 4 points. Definitely, the defense took the ball out of his hands. What do you think about Justin's performance, and anong klaseng adjustments ang pwede nang gawin pag ganyan mga klase, ang ganyan na nangyayaring depensa ang ipinapakita sa kanya?
Well, the way I saw we both saw the game, last time out. Tapos, ang ginawa talaga ng New Zealand, they were really pressuring hard. They would double team. They would try to get the ball out of his hands. They had very good individual defense. Kasi pag may maganda individual defense mo, it's not really easy to get an open man or to once kasi hindi mo ma-break down yung depensa, mahihirapan ka, you'll be forced to take a really hurried shot. And that's what's really been happening. Pag masama ang laro ng your best player in JB, who saved us so many times in the past, that's why hindi talaga natin pwedeng sabihin na, he's not good and all that because, inulit-ulit na niya in the past. He's really saved us even in the world level. Syempre, other people would really have to step up. Even in all leagues, even in the NBA, PBA, or any professional league, if your best player cannot really score, he's defended well, we don't know his condition, baka meron injury yan, syempre, hindi naman dinidisclose yan. So, things like that would happen because a bad game or sa sobrang ganda ng defensive game plan sa'yo, it really would limit you. Kasi wala talaga siyang open look Hindi talaga tulad ng mga dating game. It was never an open look when he can really set and really take a nice clean shot. Walang ganon. So, I think, maganda doon, lumaban yung mga bata. They really played very well. We saw a lot of other individual talents.
That's right.
Marami tayong nakitang ibang potential na talagang in the future sila yung talagang gagawa dyan. So, that's going to be good. In this kind of tournaments, lalabas talaga yung mga ganyan where you see other talents. And we always have to remember, it's not an individual game anymore. It's not like a Tony Harris back in 1992. Give him the ball, get out of the way. Wala nang ganun ngayon, no? Kasi nga, sobrang ganda na ng defenses. You really need a 5 guys to really be ready. In fact, not only 5 guys coming off the bench. If you notice, talagang mabilis rin yung palitan ng tao. So you have to be ready, you have to produce, you really have to help out.
Alam mo, maganda yung sinabi mo na ngayon ay talagang you need 5 players on the court that are playing well together to really produce a win. And obviously, Justin Brownlee, pag mga ganyang panahon na talagang nakatutok sa kanyang depensa, can do many other things, play decoy, he can become a playmaker. That's something, of course, that hinahanap din natin. Of course, rebound in particular. No, I thought that in that last play nung nakuha nung si Wetzel yung offensive rebound in the last few seconds and put it up to up their lead to 4. I thought JB, who was in the middle of the play, could have also helped out. But of course, that's all water under the bridge right now. Alam nating tinutukan ng New Zealand si Justin Brownlee. But you mentioned really new guys who have stepped up. AJ Edu was a revelation dito sa larong ito. He did not score a bunch, but he did more than that. And he was a plus 22 sa kanyang plus-minus efficiency. He had 11 boards, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks. He had 8 offensive rebounds and only 2 turnovers. Clearly, Coach Eric, si AJ has improved. Anong nakikita mong blossoming ng laro niya dito sa game against New Zealand?
I felt it's really his maturity, yung experience. AJ came into the team really long ago. Marami na siyang mga pinaglaruang tournament. He played in the World Cup. When the games were held here and many other tournaments that he has really bailed us out. So, with any player, the maturity, dumadating talaga yan. So, he is at the prime, of his basketball career wherein he can really help us out defensively. You see AJ, he was able to really get around the defenses. Ang lalaki ng taga New Zealand, they're very strong. And what really impresses me is their wings. They're like, 6'9", maybe ang tatangkad, tapos sabay ang bibilis Ganong klaseng makakalaban talaga natin. There's a lot of athleticism, height, and speed. That's why, isa rin yan sa dahilan kung bakit na-open si AJ. Kasi nga, the defenses are so quick. Naiiwan ngayon minsan yung mga guys like katulad ni QMB, ni AJ Edo, naiiwan nila yun sa ilalim. He had a nice dunk in the second half. After all the stops, no? So, lalabas talaga yan. Their defenses of New Zealand was really very good in the perimeter. Kahit sa decoy nga ni Justin Brownlee, hindi basta-basta maka-decoy kasi ang bilis silang rumicover I hardly saw a clean look of our players. In fact, like guys like Carl Tamayo, they're very good players, they're good scorers, shooters. Pero hindi siya basta-basta makakuha ng magandang set kasi ang bibilis rin rumicover. So, ganun ma-open si AJ sa ilalim because When defenses are like that, he moves well without the ball now. He's really getting a lot of good looks under the basket. Plus, he always keeps the ball alive. That's why nabibigyan tayo ng chance, to get another shot.
Before I leave before I go to the shooters, but let's stay with the big guys. QMB, Quintin Meliora Brown, first time here in the window, and again, isa siya sa magandang ipinakita, 7 points, 6 rebounds in that particular game, and he obviously may konting chemistry na sila ni AJ Edu when he was on the court. Do you see a future where you can have a Kai Soto, AJ Edu, and another big guy together? And what kind of team will that produce, Coach Eric?
Well, magandang magandang kombinasyon because they have youth, they have the height, and then they're very mobile. So yun yung kailangan natin moving forward because in these kinds of tournaments, we have seen the difference of what a 7-footer.
Alright, medyo nawala ng konti.
Bias natin sa 7-footer, 7'3" middle. Laking bagay sana. Yeah, laking bagay sana Noli if he was there. But like I said, tapos na yun eh. It happened. Hindi siya nakalaro. But at least I'm still happy with the way QMB. We're actually lucky that QMB was able to play.
Last minute yun.
Can you imagine kung hindi siya nakalaro? Ang laking bagay ang laking diferensya nung yung hindi siya makakalaro. And can you imagine how many practices lang siya and yet he was really able to really plug in the holes. Kung ano yung mga kailangan ng team, nagawa ni QMB yun.
Alright. Well, lalo na since we saw kung gaano kabilis, sabi mo nga, kung gaano kalalaki at kabibilis yung New Zealand players. Sam Menenga, one of their top players is a specimen. he's a big guy, 14 rebounds in that game. Hindi pa nga kumakamada MVP ng New Zealand. Obviously, he's a lot to handle para sa team.
Yes, he is really a matchup nightmare because he has very good perimeter game. Even yung mga highlights, prior nag-shooting lang sila, medyo steady yung kanyang perimeter game. Hindi mo siya pwedeng iiwan. He can put the ball on the floor. So, the reason why it's a matchup nightmare kasi pwedeng tumira sa labas. So, yung big guys natin are 6'10", 7-footers. Kailangan matuto yung dumepensa on the perimeter. Kasi hindi naman, in the international game, the 7-footers have to guard the perimeter.
That's
They
right.
shoot. Diba? So, hindi ka basta-basta yung pwedeng sa low post na makikipagtulakan ka. You need speed. You have to have good lateral ability to be able to defend these guys because kung si Menenga, iniwan mo sa labas, he can shoot. If lumapit ka naman, ang galing mag-dumrive din. In fact, napansin ko, siya pa nga yung nagdumadrive and draw eh. Siya yung nagdodraw ng defense, tapos siya yung nagkikick out si Terangi na open because of Menenga's presence.
Right. And even Darling, who's a big guy, nakikita mo siya yung he was the top scorer. He had a couple of big baskets in the first quarter, kaya sila nakabalik doon sa larong yun. So obviously, and that's also why Junmar was a little bit exposed dito sa larong ito, sapagkat alam naman natin na medyo challenged si Junmar pagdating sa mga perimeter defender o when he has to defend the perimeter. Coach Eric, are you there? Medyo naputol yata. Nag-freeze yung kanyang video. Let's see if we can get back si Coach Eric. Yun po yung sinasabi natin, no? Si Junmar Fajardo, 0 points in this particular game. Only played 7.5 minutes. There, andyan na ulit si Coach Eric. Let's talk about the shooters, Coach Eric. Kasi dito sa larong ito, 18% ang Gilas Pilipinas from 3-point range. We only made 7 out of 37 3-point shots in this game. Or 7 out of, ano pa to? 17 yata or something like that. No, tama to. They only shot 18.9%, making only 7 3-point shots. Alright. Do we have enough? Kasi nakita natin, it was only Dwight, CJ, and maybe Juan Gomez de Leaño. Do we need to add more shooters to this team?
I felt that it's a very difficult decision on the part of the coaching staff to just add players just like that. The coaches really know what to do with it. They have their own system to decide on that. Shooters, it's difficult kasi to add just like that because you have to factor in the height, you have to factor in the the quickness. Kasi kung ang mga shooters natin even here or even abroad, I mean we have very good shooters. I mean a lot of the players that were in the lineup, to me like guys like si KQ, si Carl, those guys played very well internationally. It's just that, KQ hindi siya nakastart ng maayos eh. Meron talagang ganon. Pag hindi maganda hindi mo makuha yung range mo kaagad. Remember, it's a shorter game. It's a 40-minute game rather than a 48-minute game in the pro. So, para kapag init kaagad, if you miss a couple of your shots, then you're gonna have a big problem because you need to gain that confidence through your defense so that you'll be able to really be more effective in the game. So, pero yun nga, the question is, do we need to add more shooters? Right now, I felt that we sent out a lot of the great shooters that we have. You cannot send a shooter there that's only 6'3" because that will only equate to a point guard's position. So, kaya nga, that will be a big question mark. I mean, do you send a shorter shooter who will be a liability on the defensive end because the shooters of the other side are like 6'6" to 6'9"? Or do you choose a shooters around 6'7", 6'8"? Pero yun nga, hindi naman ganun ka-effective, hindi pa ganun ka-dependable yet. Of course, there's still a lot of work to be done to really choose a good shooter. But for me, whoever, the coaches know that. It's not an easy, especially it's all after the fact already, Noli, na natapos ng game, di ba, nakita natin na ganun yung problema, di ba? Gone are the days when you have a real defined pure shooter wherein ito si
yung mga Alan kay Dick type, Alan kay Dick type.
Yan, si Chip Engeland. I'm really going back in history, no? Si Chip Engeland talaga shooter yan. Pero hindi ganoon because in the international game, it's positionless basketball already.
That's right.
So that's why you mentioned Matt Darling a while ago. Nainis ka ako kay Matt Darling kasi parang bagal-bagal niya. Parang hindi nga mukhang magaling eh. Sabi ko, hindi parang overweight. Pero
he spots up and just takes the three.
He turned the game around when the Philippines started very well in the first quarter.
Right.
So, bigla lang siya pumasok. He was drawing the defense out. Biglang maya-maya, he's a presence, he's physical. And yun yung nangyari dun eh. It's positionless already, Noli. All your shooters, even QMB, nakashoot pa doon nung huli. Buti nga, nakashoot siya eh. So, it's not that easy to just plug in a shooter who's defined as a shooter because nowadays, wala na eh. Magkakaproblema ka with the matchups also.
Sabi nga nila, shooter shoot. So, we have a lot of that. Oftana wala lang, hindi lang talaga on target. Carl Tamayo and of course, KQ. But one guy that was on target and really impressed a lot was Juan Gomez de Leaño, Coach Eric. Nakita natin ang tapang ng bata. Nakita natin ang bilis niya, and which is really something that we lack. No? We have very good big players, but we don't have that kind of speed na wala na when Jason Castro and Eli Tenorio left the team, obviously including Jimmy Elepag. Your assessment, how much does Juan GDL fit sa Tim Cone system?
He was perfect. He was perfect. Gusto ko nga sanang I want to be really very blunt about it. He was new to the team. He was doing very well in the PBA whenever I would cover, his games. Kailangan talaga pag bago ka sa national team, lalo na lahat ng kasama mo magagaling, you're playing at a very high level because you're playing against players who are really excelling well in the world level. Kailangan makapal ang mukha mo. Diretsahan ako. Kasi how can you imagine off the bench ka if your teammate kung medyo hihina-hina ka,
right,
tapos papasok ka ng laro na ganun, tapos syempre your coach is expecting you to perform. Kailangan tumira ka because ang nangyayari syempre, di ba siya nagbababa ng bola, trabaho ng point guard yun eh, naka-pressure lahat, wala kang mapasahan. O di, bumubuka yung lane ngayon, nakakakuha siya ng mga layup, importante yung shooting sa point guard position. You have to be really gutsy. Kailangan makapal ang mukha mo, malakas ang loob mo. And that's what we saw with Juan Gomez de Leaño. I was really impressed with the way he played, most especially when he came into the game.
Alam mo, lagi nakakalimutan of course ang pangalang Dwight Ramos, who obviously is now our top gun after Justin Brownlee. And sinabi rin niya ni Coach Flavel ng New Zealand na nakatutok din ang depensa nila kay Dwight Ramos. Again, when you look at this game, the way he has matured as a leader of his team quietly, and of course yung kanyang dependability, how important is Dwight Ramos moving especially against the next game sa Australia?
Well, he's going to be marked for sure. The Australians will really know. And, they've seen Dwight, for many tournaments already, most especially nung naglaro nga dito for the World Cup. He will have to play a combo guard position wherein he would have to bring down the ball kasi nga talagang grabe yung hard pressure. He will also be expected to score, and that's what we have seen. Kahit sino man yung ating naturalized, from the naturalized players that we had before, ganun din yung laro niya hindi siya yung type na yung
steady,
he knows
talaga.
his role. Steady, he's very steady, and that's what impresses me a lot. Kaya magdala ng bola, which is very important, especially when there's a press or when the pressure is really very hard. He can shoot when really given the chance, although he wasn't really happy with the way he performed kasi nga kulang pa he could have shot better, pero like I said, it was really a struggle the entire game, and I credit that. Hindi ko na iniisip yung malaswerte I would always credit that to the defense of New Zealand kasi wala talagang open look wala kang makita so kung mabagal ang ball movement, they will really take advantage of that because in their international game, even the Europeans, you see a lot of passing first kaya mas mabilis gumalaw yung bola kesa sa pag dinidribble mo. But like I said, I've seen there's a big difference in the way we play because ang ganda na rin ng passing natin Konting refinement na lang doon, and I think even Dwight will really benefit from that because he will really get a lot of open looks against the bigs of Australia.
Obviously, we've got to shoot better, we've got to defend better against Australia. Well, how do you see our chances? Ano naririnig mo about this Australian team, and what do you think ang little adjustments that Coach Tim Cohn will have to make?
Well, nung nakita nga tayo last time out, nag-usap kami ni Sid, I think ang Guam, hindi tinambakan ng Australia ang Guam So, that was also a good game. I even thought that Jericho Cruz didn't play in the Guam game against Australia. But like I said, they can easily change the lineups. I haven't really seen yet in social media kung sino yung magiging lineup ng Australia. But their basketball is really tough. They're like probably in the top 5 in the world. Matchup-wise, of course, it will be very similar to the way New Zealand will be playing. Although sila doon, they have really good shooters. Ang ganda rin nila mag-ikot ng bola. They're very physical. We all know that. There's a lot of in social media, pinag-uusapan parati yung nangyari in the past, 2018. But that just adds up to the color and to the drama of a basketball game, and hopefully all our countrymen would really support that game. For sure, it's going to be much harder. It's going to be like I expect Australia to be even better than New Zealand kasi di kita yung dalawang yan but yun nga, malalaki talaga yan. There will be a lot of size, so hopefully, we shoot a lot better, and that's the only way we can really match up against this team.
And of course, control the pace, defend well, and of course, the biggest adjustment, and which hope can happen, ay pumutok si Justin Brownlee laban sa Australia. Coach Eric, alam mo, kung ganong kaingay yung watch party sa laro bukas, I'm sure may laban tayo sapagkat yung 6-man ng Gilas Pilipinas will be in the arena, and we hope that we will pack it up tomorrow, and of course, behave lang tayong lahat sapagkat dapat pakita natin ang ating best behavior laban sa mga foreign teams na yan. Coach Eric, maraming salamat sa oras mo. We look forward to having you again on the show. Maraming salamat.
Always enjoyed it, Kom Noli. All the best, you guys.
Mga kaibigan, ang ating pong kaibigan and sports analyst, basketball analyst, and a terrific gentleman off the court, Coach Eric Reyes, ang hinimay po ang laban ng Gilas Pilipinas kontra New Zealand. Again, tomorrow po ang laban natin against Australia. It is a very important game. Hindi lamang po para sa atin, pati sa Australia, they need to prove. Alam niyo po, Australia has not lost in an official FIBA game against any Asian opponent since Japan. Tinalo yata sila ng Japan once, but they have not lost to any Asian team, and that should be something na motivating factor para sa ating Gilas Pilipinas tomorrow. And of course, the 6th man, ang crowd na pwede pong pumunta sa MOA Arena bukas, punuin po natin yan at tayo po'y sumigaw hanggang kaya natin para bigyan ng lakas ng loob ang ating pong koponan Gilas Pilipinas. Alright, before we take a break, isa muna pong paalala mula sa mga kaibigan natin sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page and your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The GigaLife app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the GigaLife app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network, one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live more today! Thank you! Sa aming pong pagbabalik, ang masayang Casio Bash at mamaya, ang import ng Blackwater bossing si Daniel Ochefu, ang ating makakasama sa Power and Play. Hatid po sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Photon, JoyRide at ng N Plus Gold. Ang oras po natin ay 8:38 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by Ultima and by M2 Veggie Drinks. Drink your gulay.
I dare to be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours with Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Serbisyo sa 105.9 True FM. Laging true sa'yo, kapatid.
Prepare delightful dishes every time with Technogas Technique appliances. Experience excellent cooking results with Technogas Technique's premium selection.
Partner Jera, medyo alam niyo po kahapon tinanghal yung kanyang first Father Santiago Gonzalez Memorial Golf Tournament, and congratulations to all those who organized this very worthy fundraising tournament. Dami po naglaro dyan sa Forest Hills, and of course si Partner Jera ang punong abala. Naubos ang bola, naubos ang boses, naubos din ang lakas po sa pag-organize ng kanyang golf tournament. Again, congratulations Partner Jera sa first Father Santiago Gonzalez Memorial Golf. Next year ulit siguradong maganda, lalo pang lalaki yan. Alright, before we continue at ating pong ipakita or ihatid ng susunod nating segment, syempre, patuloy po ang pamimigay ng premyo ng JoyRide Super App dito po sa Power and Play sa ating JoyRide Top Up promo. Napakadali pong sumali at manalo ng mga premyo. I-download lamang ang latest version ng JoyRide Super App. Kuhanan ng screenshot ang app's home screen. Padala nyo po yung screenshot via PM sa Power and Play FB page kasama po ng inyong full name at registered JoyRide mobile number. At kami po ay pipili ng 5 mananalo ng 1,000 pesos JR Pay wallet credits na pwede nyo pong gamitin sa JoyRide Motorcycle Taxi, JoyRide Taxi Cab, JoyRide Delivery, JoyRide Car, at ng JoyRide Super Taxi Airport Transfer. Yan po ay handog sa inyo ng JoyRide Super App, ang inyong bagong kasundo. Oh, by the way, bago po ako magpatuloy, gusto ko lang pong sa ngalan po ng entire batch namin ng 1980 sa Law School ng Ateneo, kami po ay nakikiramay sa pagyaon po ng isa sa pinakamagaling na legal luminaries na dito po sa ating bansa. Ang pagyaon po ang passing of Dean Jose Maria G. Hofileña o si Attorney Joey Hofileña. Ito po ay siya po ay he passed away yesterday, and kami po sa buong Ateneo community ay nakikiramay sa kanyang pamilya. Si Dean Hofileña po was a member of the Commercial Law Department of the Philippine Judicial Academy and the Dean of the School of Law ng Ateneo de Manila University. Siya po ay he passed away due to pneumonia. Siya po ay nagsilbi din as the part of the Supreme Court Subcommittee for the Review of the New Code of Judicial Conduct for the Philippine Judiciary. Doon po sa mga gustong makiramay, I think there will be a service for him on Monday and Tuesday. Abangan nyo na lang po yung mga announcements tungkol sa the passing away of Dean Jose Maria G. Hofileña of Ateneo. Alright, at this point, mga kapatid, syempre, pasok na natin ang susunod nating segment dito po sa Power and Play ngayong Sabado ng umaga na lagi nating inaabangan sapagkat nakakasama natin dito ang ating mga kaibigan sa hanap buhay. Walang iba kundi ang ating masayang Casio Bash. At ang Casio Bash ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Kiko, Love Your Journey. At ngayong araw pong ito ang ating mga kasama sa Casio Bash kung saan magbibigay tayo ng mga items na kanilang bibigyan ng kanilang opinion at sasabihin nila na cash kung sila ay sangayon o bash kung walang seal of approval. Ang ating pong mga kasama ngayong araw na to ay ang onesports.com correspondent at suki natin dito si Kiko Demigillo at ang Rappler.com, ang ating po kaibigan from Rappler.com at co-creator ng Pulso ng Bayan, si Philip Matel. Magandang umaga, Kiko and Philip. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Good morning po, Com.
Good morning,
Kiko.
Good morning, Philip. Maraming salamat sa oras ninyo. Alam mo, tapos na naman ang Pebrero, Marso na. Ang isa lang sigurado, 10 buwan na lang, Pasko na naman. Pero syempre ang inaabangan ng lahat ngayon ay ang mainit na aksyon sa basketball. And talking about that, parating na ang PBA Commissioner's Cup on March 11 kung saan we will be seeing behemoths dominate the floor. Meron tayong 7-6 na si Sam De Guara, meron tayong 7-3 na si Bolbol, meron tayong 7-footer na si Marcus Lee at marami pang iba. I want to begin with that, no. Siguro Kiko, do you think this will resurrect the interest sa PBA itong pagdating ng unlimited height reinforcements sa Commissioner's Cup?
Yeah, I really do believe that, Com. There's been a lot of clamor nga for the unlimited height in the PBA because we see that in other countries, Ang daming interesting plays or highlights we see from the bigs na mga ganon. And having big names like si Bolbol nga, Sam Deguara here, will only raise the level of people wanting to watch the game more because, how will our bigs, how will Junmar fare against this type of talent, yung ganitong height? And also, of course, yung mga guards, will we see another highlight play from Scotty Thompson getting a rebound over, like, let's say, Sam Deguara na 7'6". So I really think that it's a good idea to have this unlimited height and just, see the overall talent of the PBA where it is against these type of heights.
Oh, well, obviously, nung araw, yan ang pinapanood sa PBA. Kaya naman talaga sumikat ang PBA. Yung mga, the likes of Snake Jones, yung mga Cyrus Man, yung mga 6'9" na ano na tayo na nagigimbal na tayo para tayong nasa shock na sa laki. Ngayon ito mga 7'3", 7'6", ibang klaseng mama na to talaga. And obviously these are things na players that a lot of fans would like to see. Let me shift now. When you talk about big players, of course the NBA is the home of big players, Philip. Alam naman natin dyan na nandyan si Wemby at napakarami pang iba. But right now, it looks like yung paboritong Oklahoma City Thunder ay medyo nagkakaproblema with a lot of their injuries and of course, the reigning MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Sa tingin mo ba, Philip, itong OKC ang paborito pa rin? O do you think that the Spurs of Wembanyama are coming up at kayang agawin ng corona mula sa OKC?
Naniniwala pa rin ako, Com, na ang OKC pa rin ang favorite sa championship despite the injuries to SGA and the other people. Kasi ang mananaig talaga sa playoffs ay experience. It took OKC some time para mag-champion kasi 2 years ago, 2024, sila na yung number 1 seed sa West pero natalo pa rin sila ng much more experienced Dallas team. Ito namang San Antonio, never pa silang umabot ng playoffs and baka mabigla yung ibang mga players pero kaya naman sila kumukuha ng mga veteran na may championship experience na tulad ni na Luke Cornett. Samantalang dito sa East, malakas pa rin ang Detroit Pistons, malayo ang kanilang labang, ang New York Knicks, and siguro yung Celtics kung bumalik man si Jason Tatum. Wala akong nakikitang clear-cut championship favorite this year, and let's see, this is a marathon, not a sprint, kaya may halo ring, may halo ring swerte. Kung wala kang injury, sa tingin ko mas makakatulong yun para sa isang deep playoff run.
Well, talking about injuries, alam naman natin na maraming nanganganib ng mga superstars na hindi makakuha ng annual awards ng NBA because of their rule na dapat minimum 65 games ang laruin, and a lot of the stars have already been eliminated, including Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron and Steph, at ngayon nanganganib na rin si Jokic and even SGA. So again, this is something that perhaps we can talk about in the near future. Pero ngayon, pag-usapan natin itong mga items sa Casio Bash. At alam nyo na ang drill dito, simple lamang, kung sangayon kayo, Cash. Kung hindi kayo sangayon, Bash. And of course, opinion nyo lamang ang mahalaga. Bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, wag magagalit. And let's begin with our first item of the morning. Well, ipinagtanggol ni Coach Tim Cone ang lackluster performance or scoring performance ni Justin Brownlee kontra New Zealand. Casio Bash, kailangan ang simulan ng Gilas na incorporate ang next in line kay JB sa mga susunod na FIBA windows. I'll begin with you, Kiko. Go!
I have to put that as Cashcom, but not, I would say, right away sa next FIBA window. I do think na, Justin Brownlee has some gas left in his tank, meron pa siya mapapakita. I mean, he was really just guarded well by New Zealand, and I think that was all the game plan. They shared niya na, si Justin talaga yung main focus nila. But But I also do think that Gilas has to prepare for the future. You know, if Benny Boatwright becomes available na, you know, his naturalization becomes, you know, processed na, I think there has to be a time na you have to include him na in the pool and maybe possibly play him over Justin. But right now, you know, the system has been working. You know, we have been doing well. It's just that we need all our players available here for the next window, and you know, maybe we can actually beat New Zealand and put up a good fight against Australia in the coming window.
Excellent points. Philip, same matter. Kailangan na ba napaghandaan ng mawawala na si JP sa next FIBA windows? Go!
Ang sagot ko dyan ay cash. Well, sa kasamaang palad, Justin Brownlee is already in the sunset of his career, and what a career it was.
Yes.
Could you imagine yung mga panalong na ibigay niya sa atin sa kakapiranggot lang na panahon sa Gilas Pilipinas? Asian Games gold medal, OQT win kontra Latvia. Kaso kailangan na rin natin ng succession plan para sa samahang basketball ng Pilipinas na maghanap ng kakalili kay JB dahil hindi na bumabata ang ating kababayan at 37 years old. Kailangan na rin mailakad sa Kongreso ang naturalization bill ni, katulad nga sinabi ni Kiko kanina, si Benny Boatwright, and perhaps maghanap pa tayo ng mas malaking pool dahil of course hindi natin alam kung may injure ba siya or unavailable. Dahil ang mga tulad ni Benny Boatwright and Justin Brownlee, sa aking opinion, ay ang pinaka-importanting posisyon sa basketball ngayon. May mga ball handlers na naman tayo tulad ni Dwight Ramos at saka mga big men tulad ni QMB. Ang kulang na lang ay magagaling na wing at doon tayo nadadali madalas. Sana naman maipasa na ang naturalization bill ni Benny Boatwright upang maipagpatuloy ang pangarap na makabalik tayo sa Olympics. Isang pagkakataon na huli pa nating nasilayan or hindi pa natin nasisilayan karamihan sa atin noong 1972.
Excellent. I totally agree with the two of you. Alam nyo, alam naman natin kung gaano kamahal ni Coach Tim Cone si Justin Brownlee, because not only is he a tremendous player, napakahusay, and of course napakatinong tao, but also because alam na alam niya ang sistema ni Coach Tim Cone. But sabi nga nila, Father Time is undefeated. 37 years old and counting kay JB. Nakita natin yung injuries na nung araw ay wala. All of a sudden, nakikita na natin na lumalabas na ang sakit sa kanyang katawan, and of course, yung milyahe sa kanyang paglalaro. And I think it is not a knock on JB. It's just that talagang ganon ang proseso ng isang player. Tatanda ka, and it's time, sabi nga ninyo, succession planning. It's time that we look for the next man para tumulong sa ating koponan, and the naturalized position. A naturalized player is a privilege. It is an opportunity para palakasin ang ating koponan, and we have to take full advantage of that, whether the name is Justin Brownlee or something else. All right, let's go to our second item of the morning. Naku, alam naman natin ang NBA ay painit ng painit, at hindi lamang sa court kung hindi sa labas, kung saan lalong umalat ang imahe ni Kevin Durant, a legend sa game, sa basketball community, kasunod ng paglabas ng KD leaks, ba? KD leaks, kung saan tina-trash talk umano ni KD ang kanyang current at ex-teammates at mga coach. Naku po, cash o bash. Dahil dyan, iti-trade ng Rockets si KD sa off-season. I'll begin with you, Philip. Go!
Ang aking opinion dyan ay cash. Matinding pang-aalipusta sa mga teammate ang di umano'y binitawan ni Kevin Durant sa tinaguriang KD files. Kung ano-ano ang tinawag niya sa kanyang current teammates, pati na doon sa mga dati niyang teammates at head coach na inihalin tulad pa sa mga diktador ng kasaysayan. Dahil hindi ito pwedeng sabihin sa ere, wag na lang natin ulitin yung mga sinabi niya. Malaki ang chance ang matrade ngayon ni Kevin Durant sa off-season dahil mukhang hindi na naman siya masaya sa kanyang koponan. Nakita naman natin yan sa Oklahoma City Thunder, sa Golden State Warriors, Brooklyn Nets, Phoenix Suns at ngayon sa Houston Rockets. Mukhang wala na namang satisfaction itong si Durant at hindi na naman niya nakuha ang ginugusto niyang timpla. Kaya dapat na lang siya ipamigay muli. madali namang mako siguro ng kapalit ang Houston Rockets para kay KD dahil hindi naman maikakaila na napakagaling pa rin niya at maraming magkakabol sa kanyang mga kupunan para sa kanyang serbisyo. Pero once again, 37 years old na si Kevin Durant at baka ilang taon na lang ang bilangin sa kanyang makulay na karera at very likely kung mag-retire man siya at the end of the season ay isang magiging first ballot Hall of Famer siya sa Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
Despite the KD leaks. Kiko, go! KD leaks. Kailangan na bang i-trade si Kevin Durant? Go!
I would have to be bashed there, no? I do think na it has affected how the Rockets have played, but you have to think na they're third in the West, in a loaded Western Conference with a 37 and 21 record. And KD has been putting up the numbers, 26 or 27 points a night. And, I know that syempre ang laking factor yung ganyang type of issue, but the Rockets do need KD because without him, they're just another playoff team. They're not a title contending team. And KD will also need that kind of support around him. It has shown in the past na he can't do it, na siya yung nagbubuhat. You have a lot of players in Houston that are capable of helping him. I think they just need to, siguro maybe talk about it, or maybe try to fix it, because at the end of the day, with that kind of Houston team and with, Fred VanVleet and Steven Adams possibly returning next year naman next season, I think the Rockets have still a chance to win a title.
Well, alam nyo, I will have to say cash dito na medyo pag ganyan. Kung totoo ito kasi we're talking about the KD leaks here. And if this is real, kung talagang mapapatunayan ito, medyo hindi maganda, di ba? But as Kiko said, pwede naman maayos. And maybe kayang ayusin. But again, I think it's really beyond, it's a personality thing ni Kevin Durant. So, I don't know how much it will destroy the team. Sayang, because they're doing very well, as Kiko mentioned. But as Philip said, alam mo, after a while, ito'y nakakapagod na rin, no? And Durant is still a very good player, but obviously pag ganyan ang kanyang ginagawa, it's not good for the chemistry of the team. But at the end of the day, kung ano man ang nagawa ni Kevin Durant, we will continue to believe that he's one of the greatest players that have ever played basketball. And sayang, sana wag naman na mangyari to. In fact, si Kevin Durant just said that he wants to play again in the Olympic team. Yung kayang KD leaks, meron ding tungkol sa Olympic team. Kaya abangan po natin kung ano mga susunod pang mangyayari dyan sa KD file o KD leaks na yan. Alright, let's go to our third and final item of the morning. Naku po, ito ay nakakagimbal nung narinig natin itong balitang ito. Biglang ikinasa ang rematch ni Manny Pacquiao at Floyd Mayweather Jr. sa September 19 dyan po sa Las Vegas. Nakakatuwa na hindi mo maintindihan kung anong pakiramdam. Kaya Casio Bash, si Pacman ang lamang sa rematch kontra Mayweather dahil mas naging aktibo siya sa pro boxing. I'll begin with you, Kiko. Go!
That's a cash for me, si Manny has been more active nga in the professional fight. His last fight was last year against Mario Barros, as compared to Mayweather na his last fight, professional fight was 2017 pa nga. He has been doing exhibition bouts, but it's not the same Manny showed against Barrios na he was able to compete at the highest level against 46-year-old versus a 30-year-old and still nakakuha ng draw. Some would say na baka nga siya pa'y nanalo doon. But in this context na both fighters at their age, I think Manny has still shown that he has what it takes to compete at the highest level. Of course, he Mayweather din yan naman, but still, I would have to go for our pambansang kamao.
Alright, well, syempre, maraming Pilipinong yan ang gusto mangyari. Philip, lamang ba si Pacman? Go!
Ang sagot ko dyan, mag-iiba kami ni Kiko, Bash. Hindi ako naniniwala ang ating pambansang kamao sa kanyang rematch kontra kay Floyd Mayweather ay lamang Dahil upang mapataob ang isang defensive boxer tulad ni Mayweather, matinding opensa ang kailangan sandalan ni Pacman. Nakita naman natin dun sa laban niya kay Mario Barrios na bumagal na ang ating idolo at mukhang mahirapan siya kung gano'n na naman ang magiging kalaban niya tulad ni Floyd Mayweather. At kung tatakbo lang naman ulit si Mayweather ay magkukulang sa kinakailangan punto si Pacquiao upang umukit ng kasaysayan. Naniniwala pa rin naman ako na si Pacman panalo pa rin sa laban na ito dahil malaki kanyang makuha sigurong fight purse sa rematch na ito dahil mataas pa rin ang interest ng dalawang boksingerong ito sa sport. Readily available naman na Netflix sa buong mundo at maaring daang milyong tao ang manood nito live and on demand. Best of luck pa rin sa ating pambansang kamao.
Of course, ako cash dahil una-una love na love ko si Manny Pacquiao at pangalawa dahil alam ko maghahanda siya ng gustong-gusto. But I really think itong laban na to will be boring. Sasabihin ko na, I think si Mayweather will keep on running away. I don't think he will box. I don't think he will stake his unblemished record. At the very least, tatabla ang mangyayari dito. I think it will just be a fight na kung saan they will make money dahil sa laki ng interest. But at the end of the day, talagang si Mayweather will just, hindi, panayan, ano na lang ito, didepensa ng gustong-gusto. Hahabol na lamang ito na hindi magkaroon ng talo. But kung lamang sa lamang, syempre tayo lagi para sa pambansang kamao na si Manny Pacquiao. Kagaya na sinabi ni Philip, let's go Manny. Sana nga ay maganda maging pakita niya dito sa September 19. Alright, well gentlemen, maraming salamat sa oras na binigay niyo sa amin. Let's all watch the Gilas Pilipinas game tomorrow and hopefully tayo ay magkaroon ng magandang balita. And of course, sa susunod na mga laro ng Gilas in the next windows. Thank you again, Philip and Kiko, sa inyong panahon.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Philip. Good morning po.
Mga kaibigan, si Kiko Demigillo at saka si Philip Matel, ating mga kaibigan sa Casio Bash. Alright, bago tayo mag-break, syempre sumilip muna tayo sa mga viral videos at pop culture sa mundo ng palakasan sa Stop and Pop. Ang title po ng video natin ay Tiwala Lang. Ito medyo kung yung mga mahihina ang wag niyo panoorin na, pero tingnan niyo to po itong video natin ito. Naku po, sa team sport kailangan ng 100% trust. Katulad na lang ng tiwala ng Brewers kay pitcher Jacob Misiorowski. Tingnan niyo to mga kapatid Nandun yung mansana sa ibabaw ng ulo ng mama, Diyos ko po. Para ba naman pikit matang yang umupo ng may mansana sa ulo na walang mintis na tinamaan ng isang booming pitch? Panoorin nyo ulit. Bam! Sus, Mariosep. Kayo, papayag ba sa ganyan? At yan din po ang ating Stop and Pop. Alright, when we come back, ang ating pong makakasama sa ating pong show, ang import ng Blackwater Bossing, si Daniel Ochefu. At mamaya po ang Philippine Roll Ball Team sa Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Photon, JoyRide at ng N Plus Gold. Ang oras po natin 9:04 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by Ultima at ng M2 Veggie Drink. Drink your gulay.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours with Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Galing yung tanan, lalong-lalo na po sa ating mga nakikinig sa Cagayan de Oro and of course sa Cebu City. And I also like to say hello to all of our friends dyan po sa Binyan, Laguna, sa San Pedro, all the way to San Pablo City. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Again, yung mga nakakamiss kay Jera season dyan sa Pangasinan, medyo nagpapahinga si partner dahil nawala ng boses. Pero babalik yan next week. I'd also like to say happy birthday, by the way, to my son, Ino, na magse-celebrate po ng kanyang birthday sa Monday. Happy birthday, partner. Happy birthday, buddy. Alright. Bago po tayo magpatuloy, syempre, kailangan po natin magpasalamat sa lahat po ng mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. All of these 8 years ng ating pong show, na kung wala po sa kanila, wala rin po ang inyong paboritong Saturday kasama sa almusal. And of course, pasalamat po tayo sa Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Sa ganitong babago-bago ang panahon, mga kapatid, iinit, uulan, lalamig, kailangan natin na matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum kapag may aluminum chuck na pang matagalan. At isa lang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom, tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum.
Thank you!
Mileage Asia Corporation, roofing the nation with Cherry Loom, galvanizing the industry with Sumo brand GI sheets. Mileage Asia Corporation. Photon, empowering the Filipino business. Kapag komportable ang biyahe, ang sarap mag-long trip at iyan ang hatid ng Photon Vans tulad ng Photon Trans Van E, Photon Trans Van HR, Photon Traveler X, Photon Traveler XL, Photon Tuano at Photon Tuano Executive. Turbo diesel ang makina, walang bitin sa lakas at hatak. Meron manual at automatic transmission, pang negosyo, pang barkada at pampamilya. Merong 5-year or 150,000 kilometer warranty, whichever comes first. Pumunta o tumawag sa pinakamalapit na Photon dealership sa inyong lugar.
Thank you!
Cherry Tigo. Cherry Auto Philippines has given motorists yet another reason to switch to its 7-seater all-new Tigo REV Luxury Edition SUV. The all-new Tigo REV LE has posted a best-in-class fuel efficiency rating of 84.28 kilometers per liter gasoline equivalent, following a fuel eco run conducted by the Department of Energy in 2025. According to the DOE tests, the Tigo REV LE topped its class among vehicles evaluated across plug-in hybrid, diesel, and gasoline categories. The Tigo REV LE has a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine. It offers a combined electric and hybrid driving range of up to 1,400 kilometers on a full tank and charge. Grabe, ang layo na nun. The model also comes equipped with multiple safety and driver assistance features, including advanced driver assistance systems, adaptive cruise control, and Tigo 540 and a 540-degree camera system. Own a Cherry or a 7-seater Cherry Tigo REV LE. So visit your nearest Cherry Auto Philippines dealership and book a test drive today.
Thank you!
JoyRide, ang inyong bagong kasundo. Bawat lakad, bawat biyahe, may JoyRide na para sa iyo. JoyRide MC Taxi para sa mabilisang solo rides. JoyRide Car para sa comfortable at affordable na car rides. JoyRide Taxi Cab para sa convenient metered rides. At JoyRide Super Taxi Airport Transfer para sa hassle-free airport trips mo. Always safe at affordable, mag-book na mga kasundo.
Thank you!
M2 Veggie Drink. Drink your gulay. Game on! Hydrate right with M2 Veggie Drink. Packed with natural electrolytes from malunggay, okra, and ginger. It's gulay power in every sip. And yes, it's surprisingly delicious. Trusted by moms, loved by kids, perfect for school days, play days, and every day. Available at leading supermarkets and drugstores nationwide. Drink your gulay. Mag M2 Veggie Drink na. Follow M2's official social media accounts for more updates, promos, and healthy tips.
Thank you!
N Plus Gold, tanda ng pagmamahal. May bagong teammate sa Power and Play, ang N Plus Gold, adult nutritional powder drink para sa bawat laban. Powered ka with calcium, phosphorus, vitamin D3, essential nutrients for mobility, and bone strength at soy protein to support muscle development. N Plus Gold, tanda ng pagmamahal.
Thank you!
Ultima, vitamins and minerals with ginseng. Food supplement, Korean Panax, ginseng. Ultima.
Thank you!
Skin, your face and body anti-aging center with branches at Alabang and Green Hills, San Juan.
Thank you!
And Smart, live more today.
Thank you!
Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga tagapagtaguyod. Alright, at this point, we are ready to roll sa ating susunod pong bisita. Well, alam niyo po na malapit na. Pinag-uusapan natin the whole time on this show. The PBA Commissioner's Cup is ready to roll on March 11. And there is so much interest because the big boys are in town. And one of them is with us today so that we can get to know him more as he prepares for his campaign in the PBA. And we're very, very happy to have with us this morning Blackwater bossing import, Danye Ochefu. Good morning, Danye.
Good morning. How's it going?
Hey, thanks for joining us today. It's really nice to have you.
Thank you for
Do we have a video of Danye? There you go. Well, it looks like you're still off. Can you get your camera on here? There you go. Danye, thank you again for joining us today. You know,
no problem.
We've read about you so many times. You've had a chance to be in the PBA. You've had an aborted stint in the PBA. You also had an abbreviated stint with a PBA team when you played in the EASL. Now you're finally here. How does it feel to be finally playing in Asia's first pay-for-play league?
It feels good. You know, everybody knows about the PBA and the good hoops that's out here. So it's finally good to get out here and have opportunities to compete.
I know that you've played against some of the PBA teams in the EASL. You've also been around. What do you think about Philippine basketball? What are your first impressions on Philippine basketball?
You know, I always had a lot of respect for Philippine basketball, you know, especially being one of the top countries out of Asia, basketball-wise. I think the main difference is that there's a lot of athleticism out here, so they're always able to compete on a high level. But, you know, I love how the fans love the game out here, and it's a real big deal and everything.
You know, talking about the fans, a lot of the fans would like to know a little bit about Danye Ochefu. We know that you were a top-ranked player back in high school. You played in an NCAA champion team in the U.S. But more than outside of that, what do you like to do, Danye? How do you like the Philippines so far?
The Philippines is dope. You know, like you said, I've been here a couple times, so you know, just going to some food spots that I've been to before. Obviously, the weather is nice, so that's always good. And then, you know, if I have some time, I'll go check out the beaches this time.
All right.
But yeah, I'm a pretty simple, calm guy. I don't do too much. I don't do too much.
Growing up and building a career, who were you? Who did you model your game after, and who were your idols?
I would say Hakeem Olajuwon was one guy that I studied a lot. And then for mentality-wise, definitely Kobe Bryant and Mamba mentality. Wow. So you try to take some of that stuff on and off the court for sure.
And outside of the court, what does Danye like to do?
Outside of the court, I'm a real simple guy. I be chilling. You know, I watch some Netflix here and there. Sightseeing, so sightseeing is cool when I'm in different countries, checking some stuff out.
You know, your stats say it all. You've played in so many countries all over the world, particularly, of course, in Asia. You've played in Japan. You've played in Taiwan. You've played in Syria and many other places. And you've obviously won a championship with Villanova Tar Heels in that very memorable NCAA championship back in 2016. What do you bring to the table for Blackwater bossing as you prepare for the Commissioner's Cup?
I think I bring some experience and definitely some size on the inside. They said they were very excited about having a guy my size and is able to play inside like this. So, I think that's going to be big for them, and then helping them on the defensive end of things in the paint for sure.
A lot of top imports are coming over for the Commissioner's Cup. A lot of them are already in town. Obviously, there is Bol of TNT, who is a celebrated and much talked about player. What do you think about Bol being in the PBA, and how do you size his game, and how excited are you to play against him?
I think it's good for the PBA for sure. Having no height limit, letting a guy like Bol come in. The fans are gonna go crazy about it, and hopefully. As far as playing against him, I think it's not like playing basketball against anyone else in the world. Just go out there and compete, and put on a good show.
There are other guys, of course, that are coming over, including a guest team from Macau, and they're bringing in Sam DeGuara. You're very familiar with Sam and Tony Mitchell, and there's, of course, Marcus Lee from San Miguel. There's Jalen Johnson from Rain or Shine. In that, we know your history with Rain or Shine, and of course, a lot of other guys, Terrell Brown Soares and Ismael Romero of Meralco. How do you size the competition, and how confident are you that you're gonna be able to, play well against these guys?
The competition, they got a lot of good names. Obviously, a lot of competitive guys to compete against, and I think I'm going to be able to perform well. It's my job at the end of the day, and getting on the court with a good group of guys, being able to compete is just part of the job. So looking forward to it.
Do you know any of these guys? Have you, closely, in a personal level?
Yeah, I know Jalen Johnson on a personal level. We played each other in Chicago in the G League before, and then a bunch of the other guys I've heard of them, and then we've crossed paths at some point also.
All right. Well, it'll be fun for you to be hanging out with them, obviously outside of the court, but on the court it'll be fierce rivals. Blackwater bossing is let's call it a challenge team. They're still looking for the breakthrough. Obviously, this is a team that is trying to make the playoffs at the very least. What do you like so far with the team?
I like the group that we have right now a lot. We have a lot of youth, and everybody has high energy. We're throwing in some new systems to try and compete at a high level this conference. So right now, I think I've been with the team for like 1 week, so it's been good to be able to get my feet wet. We had a couple scrimmages, and then we have some more time to start getting ready for the first game.
Obviously, you've met Coach Jeff with the team. What do you think of Coach Jeff Carriazo and obviously the management as well?
I have a lot of respect for them, from the management all the way down to all the coaches. Coach Jeff, we've been having some conversations, trying to get on the same page, basketball-wise. And, everything's been great so far. Everybody's treating me nicely over here. It's not no crazy stories like sometimes you hear when overseas basketball.
Well, as you said, this is a young team, a rebuilding team. They're looking forward to their first breakthrough. And this team is obviously in need of a leader. And you have done that in the past in your teams. But what kind of leadership do you bring to a team, Daniel? Are you a vocal leader? Are you a leader by example? What kind of leadership do you bring to a team?
I would say I'm more so nowadays leader by necessity. So whatever kind of role that's needed, I'm able to fill that. If it's vocal, it can be vocal. But I'm more so like being the guy that just does it and have people follow that type of standard. I don't want to do too much talking. Just show it on the court, show it off the court, and go like that.
You look like a chill person, Daniel. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty chill. You try to stay cool, calm, and collected out here in this life.
So do you think the physicality of the PBA will not bother you at all?
Oh yeah, I mean I've been getting fouled my whole life since I played from when I was younger all the way till now. So, you know, I'm sure they'll miss some foul calls, and you know I'm sure they'll call the right ones when they can.
Have you met any? I mean, you said you've been here for a week. I'm sure you've met most, if not all, of your teammates. Have you Have you been out with them? Has anyone really become close to you in your 1 week so far?
No, none of my 1 week so far. It's not that easy to get close to me, but yeah, I'm just getting the chance to meet and get to know everybody on a name-to-name, day-to-day basis. So, you know, it's just like I said, we have a bunch group of guys, and you know, I think we're just building on a day-to-day level. And we'll get closer as we get closer to the game days.
How is your conditioning? Are you getting used to this kind of weather? Are you getting used to having to play for maybe 48 minutes in a game?
Yeah, you know, ever since I came to Asia to play, I've been playing most of the minutes of the game. I'll say the only difference is it's 12-minute quarters out here. So, but you know, last week we played 2 scrimmages. I played both of them, you know, high minutes. So I think I'll be able to, you know, handle what needs to be handled out there.
And that's exactly what Blackwater needs right now. Obviously, they need a guy who can produce and deliver, you know, for 48 minutes. Because this, as I mentioned, you know, this is a team that is very young and, of course, rebuilding. Daniel, this is a team looking for success. What is your attitude towards success? What do you think will define you in this particular conference as being successful for Blackwater?
I think, you know, obviously getting more wins in the last conference, and you know, just attitude towards success. Just, you know, you have to be willing to wake up and do it every day. You know, so not everybody wants to wake up, stretch, and do mobility, get some extra shots up, go to practice, hydrate the right way. But if you want to be successful, those are the little things that add up to being successful. So just on a day-to-day basis, try to get 1% better. And then when we go out on the court, just going out and doing our thing, leaving it all out there that game.
And of course, on the other side of the spectrum is adversity. How do you deal with adversity, with losses, with challenges, especially now that many of your teammates will be looking up to you?
I mean, you know, kind of not dwelling on a loss or bad things that happen for too long. You know, Mamba mentality type vibes. Have a short term memory, like when you miss a shot, and then just be ready for the next opportunity. But I would say just keeping the right attitude on a day-to-day basis and controlling what you can control. That's your attitude and your effort.
Well, you know, this may not be obviously your last time to come over to the Philippines, Daniel, but when you compare your other leagues that you've been to Taiwan, to Japan, to Syria, to many other places around the world, how does Philippine basketball compare to those?
I think, you know, the style and brand of basketball out here for import is different because you're the only one out there, and there's a big set of responsibility on your hands. So, you know, you get to actually play, you know, a different type of game style if you're able to score a lot better than what you've shown, or you can shoot the 3 compared to just being an inside person. So I think the Philippine basketball might be one of the leagues where players get to show their full array of moves and what else they could do on the court, as opposed to, say, maybe like Europe, where, you know, I'll probably be like strictly a defender or rebounder.
Well, there have been a few imports that have come over who have shown and used the PBA as a stepping stone towards a grander place, you know, in fact, even going back to the NBA. And there have been others that have just enjoyed Philippine hospitality. Daniel, for you, what is still left for you? I mean, in your career, are you still looking for a bigger stage out there, or are you happy just just to be showing your wares here in Asia and just dominating the game here as a big man?
Yeah, I mean, as far as career-wise goes, I've reached the peak of the industry playing the NBA. So now, I really just treat it like a job, just like any other industry. Just gotta wake up, go take care of my job, and then, do what I want to do in my free time. But yeah, I just want to keep building out here. I like Asia a lot, so building the Asia, a fan base and, getting more wins with different teams in different countries, that's cool for me. Wherever I could go to play basketball as a job around the world is a great thing too, because the ball is taking me to a bunch of different great locations. So never take that for granted, and just continue to go as long as the body can go.
Absolutely, and everybody's got to be grateful for where they are, and obviously you are a guy that has taken the game and played the game with a lot of respect. Danye, before I let you go, the Blackwater Bossings are now pinning their hopes on you, on your broad shoulders, and you've got to carry a lot of load. How much pressure is that for you? And what are you promising to the Bossing fans as you play your first game?
Yeah, I don't really do the whole pressure thing, just because I've been doing this for so long and this is my job. But to the fans, we're gonna definitely be out there trying to get more wins for you guys and for ourselves, first and foremost. And I think this conference, it could be a good chance for us to, as you say, as we were building, to make major steps towards the path.
Well, we wish you all the best. I know it's going to be a tough one, but it's going to be fun to see you out there finally in a full conference in the PBA, and we certainly look forward to seeing the Danye Ochefu show in the Commissioner's Cup. All the best and good luck, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate the time.
Mga kaibigan, ang import po ng Blackwater Bossing, Danye Ochefu, na ngayon ay finally maglalaro. Alam niyo po, siya po ay dati dapat maglalaro na to para sa Rain or Shine. Pero last minute ay napalitan nito ni Steve Taylor. And then back in, of course, he played with TNT sa EASL Champions Week. And, finally we get to see kung ano po ang kanyang kaliber among the many good players that are coming over sa Commissioner's Cup. Kaya abangan nyo po yan. March 11 ang opening dyan po, I think sa Ninoy Aquino Stadium, ang ang PBA Commissioner's Cup. Alright, before we give you our special guests in the house, subilit muna tayo sa ilang mga bagay sa mundo ng palakasan this week in sports history. February 28 o 1960 o 66 years ago, nakuha ng USA ang kanilang pinakaunang Olympic gold sa men's ice hockey. Sa likod yan ng 9-4 victory kontra Czechoslovakia. Aabutin ng 2 dekada bago masundan yan noong 1980 Lake Placid Olympics. At 46 years ang hinintay ng Amerika para sa ikatlong ice hockey title matapos ang upset win ng US kontra Canada sa katatapos lang na Winter Olympics. US wins its first ice hockey Olympic gold this week in sports history. Very appropriate po yan dahil ang ating pong susunod na guest, hindi naman po to hockey o ice, pero meron pong ika nga ay similarity dahil sila po ay gumugulong din pero iba pong laro ang ating pag-uusapan at yan po ang ating itatampok ngayon sa In the Spotlight. At sa In the Spotlight ngayon pong araw na ito, ang ating pong itatampok ay isang laro na hindi po natin masyadong kabisado at hindi po natin masyadong naririnig. Pero meron pala po tayong national team na lumalaban sa rollball. Ito po ang isang sport na sabi nila ay pinaghalo daw na skating at ng football. Ewan ko kung talagang yun ang description niya. At malalaman po natin ngayon mula sa ating mga bisita na nandito mismo sa ating pong studio live. Kasama po natin ngayon ang miyembro ng Philippine Rollball Association Incorporated, ang kanila pong presidente at executive director, si Mr. Antonio T. Ortega. Magandang umaga, Tony. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, magandang umaga po. Salamat po sa pag-imbita dito sa programa.
Kasama rin po natin ang kanilang women's team International Games, Mary Jane A. Sakay. Good morning, Mary Jane. Thank you so much for joining us. At ang kanilang goalkeeper, si Mr. Roy Deliarte. Magandang umaga, Roy. Kasama rin po natin ngayon ang graphics designer ng Philippine Rollball Association, si Katie Cheney Napao. Tama ba yung pagkakapronounce? Chini. Alright, Katie Chini Napa. Magandang umaga, Katie. At finally, ang kanilang team captain, walang iba kundi si Jason Señeres. Magandang umaga, Jason.
Good morning po, sir.
Naku, talagang malaki pong karangalan para sa amin na nandito kayo, Ka Tony. Well, unahin ko na po yan kasi alam niyo po talagang ako, nung ito pinitch sa akin ng executive director ko, ng executive producer namin, sabi ko, ano ba yung roll ball? Siguro doon lang po natin simulan itong usapan na to. Ano ba ho ang roll ball, ang larong roll ball, Tony?
Thank you, Noli. Ang larong roll ball ay combination po siya ng skating, handball, at basketball. Basketball kasi we're using the ball of the
Lapit kayo ng konti sa mic daw.
Ginagamit yung bola ng basketball, tapos ang pag-shoot ay parang handball. Tapos ang ginagamit mo na goal ay yung parang sa football.
Makikita natin sa video. Ayan
po yung actual competition namin.
So nagdi-dribble din, pero may skates.
Opo.
And then may depensa ganyan na para namang, ayan, parang handball yan. Pero ang goal parang ice hockey din, ano? Parang hockey ang dating eh.
Yes.
Oo. Anong objective niyan? Anong objective?
I-shoot yung ball doon sa goal.
Ganon.
Tapos whoever has the highest score wins the game.
Alright. So let me ask Mary Jane, anong timing nito? How many quarters, halves? Ano bang ilang minuto ang isang laro? Sino ba dapat? Siguro si Jason. Jason.
20 minutes po per half.
20 minutes per half. Okay. Ilan ang naglalaro sa loob ng floor?
Bale, 12 players na po yung naglalaro. So,
12 players.
6 by 6.
6 sa isang side.
Sa isang team, 6 player.
Okay.
And 6 player po sa other team.
Sa other team. Okay. Let me ask Roy. Ikaw, goalkeeper. Ano pa ang mga posisyon sa loob ng laro?
Siyempre po, ikaw po yung sasalag ng bola para hindi papasok, hindi makiscore yung kalaban.
Meron din mga point guard kayo? Ganon? Meron din ganyan?
Yes po, meron po.
Meron
po,
din?
Sir. Yes po.
So, anong unique rules dito sa roll ball?
Sa roll ball, may ano po siya sa basketball, may foul, may
foul din?
traveling, may 3 seconds. May ganun po siya.
Meron din ganun?
Yes po.
May foul. Ilang fouls ang allowed?
3.
3 lang per player?
Yes po, 3 po.
Okay. At ilan ang anong tawag dito? Meron din substitution?
Meron po. Meron
ilan
po,
ang sub na nasa team?
Pwede po palitan yung player na sabay-sabay sila basta maka-out yung iba before papasok yung iba. Parang sa hockey po.
Sa hockey. Pero alam ko sa hockey, Tony, meron suntukan doon eh. Yung pinapayaan. Di ba? Sa ice hockey, may ganyan. Pwede magsuntukan tapos naka-box sila, di ba? Nalalagay sila sa cage.
Penalty.
Meron bang ganon? Meron bang ganon dito?
Ayun, yun ang laking kaibahan nito. Ito kasing roll ball. Some of them, they call this like a gentleman sport. Kasi dito, sa basketball, di ba, is physical. Physical. Dito, umiiwas ka eh. Pagka medyo kasi madikit ka lang, kahit unintentional, merong talagang tatawagan ka ng foul. Tsaka bawal dito yung talagang kaya tinatanggal po yung brake sa
skates.
Sa skates kasi mas madali hong makakilos at saka nakaka-aksidente yun pagka and mas madaling control talaga.
Okay.
It's total control of the player.
Sandali lang. You are playing in a wooden floor? Tama ba yan?
Yes, no.
So hindi ba yan nakakagasgas yung skates?
Hindi naman po.
Hindi naman. So, kasi syempre, and then, okay, I wanna ask, kasi syempre hindi natin alam to, maybe I can go to, meron din kababaihan dito, Mary Jane?
Yes po.
So meron din. So this is, hindi mixed ito. Men's or women's?
Apo. Yes,
okay.
po.
Doon sa Philippine Rollball Association, meron kayong mga programa para sa mga iba-ibang age levels?
Yes po. Actually po, meron po kami for junior and senior po. And ang nilook up po namin for this moment po yung nakamix na lang po muna for junior. Kasi
Okay.
very limited po yung may knowledge, may skill sa talent sa pag-skating. And together with the handball na skill, medyo hirap po kami maghanap ng mga athlete na para doon.
Yun nga ang gusto kong tanungin. Kasi Tony, saan nyo hinahanap yung mga player? Ito ba yung either dati kang skater o dati kang basketball player? Ano ba kailangan dito? Kailangan ba matangkad ka o magaling ka mag-skate? Ano mas gusto ninyo?
Ayan, salamat. Maganda yung katanungan na yun. Yung unang-unang hanapin natin, kailangan marunong mag-roller skates.
Mag-roller
That's
skates.
one. Pangalawa, yung basketball naman kasi inherent sa Pilipino. No? Almost everybody plays the basketball. So that's second in nature. And then, ano dito, yung speed. Tinanong mo kung kailangan yung height. Advantage pa rin yung height. Pero dito kasi is skill, agility. No? At saka, yun na, yung speed ang kailangan natin. Kaya minsan, naghahanap kami ng mga speed skater. And then, i-develop lang namin. Kasi iba po yung build ng mga, like si Coach Jason, more on the artistic ano siya. So, iba din naman yung build nun. Kaya, inahanap namin yung angko para sa rollball. And yun nga, itong last World Cup, ang lesson nga na natutunan namin is, yun nga, we need to have an exclusive rollball court. Kasi yung court ng rollball is a little bigger
than a basketball court.
And right now, we don't have a rollball court in the Philippines.
Okay.
So, that's what we're lobbying among LGUs. And
I wanna ask you, ito ba itong association nyo is already POC accredited?
Ayun po, we have pending application but you can notice we are rollball association. Under the international rules, kailangan maging federation ka.
Okay.
So, ngayon po, we are in the process of converting to federation. Kasi ngayon po, nagtayo po si Coach Jason ng URS Rollball Association, si Coach MJ po sa Dasmiao Rollball Association. So, and then ito po then one in Cainta and also in Coron.
Coron?
Yes.
Wow.
So pagka nabuo na po namin yan, then with the leading of the PRB, magkakaroon na po ng federation. And then we will follow up our federation.
And then from there, pwede na kayo mag-apply ng funding mula sa Philippine Sports Commission?
Yes. Yun nga po, nagpapasalamat kami Noli sa PSC kahit na hindi pa kami accredited. We are able to get support.
Some funding.
Yes.
Okay. Maganda yan.
Nasa radar na kami.
Maganda po yan. Alright, let me ask Katie, kasi you are a graphics designer, you're also an educator. Paano may bebenta itong rollball sa tao? Kasi hindi naman natin masyadong kabisado, hindi natin alam. Unique itong larong ito, hybrid, ika nga. Paano nyo ibinibenta itong rollball ngayon sa mga kabataan, sa mga sports aficionados?
Actually, as an educator po, binibenta muna namin siya. Siyempre po, we serve as a model. Then we use social media po as a platform. May mga posting po kami doon about our activities. And at the same time po, may plan po kami na makipag-partnership sa DepEd po para maging one of the sports din po siya na pwedeng laruin po sa mga school.
Na ano nyo na ba yan? Na-offer nyo na sa DepEd?
I-offer na po namin. Nasa strategic plan po namin siya. So makikipag-partner po kami sa Department of Education.
MJ, mahal ba to? Kasi kailangan ng isang player roller skates, di ba? Sabi nga ni Tony, kailangan malaki yung court. So, is it hard na mag-organize at makabuo ng mga laro dito sa rollball?
Actually po, honestly, mahirap po
Mahirap
talaga
na yun.
siya.
So far
po.
Okay.
Pero since we are praying na talagang mabigyan po kami ng spot na maayos po. Like yung gym or yung pinakapaglalaroan po. Kasi the best thing is yet to come. Alam naman po natin, we are still rebuilding, strengthening the team, and we really encourage people to be at our sports. Kung may talent sila or skills po, better na ipakita po nila, i-showcase nila yon. And siguro po kapag nandun na yung talents, yung skill, yung passion, everything will come. Magiging madali na lang po ang lahat.
Sana nga. Tony, alam still, paano ba na-introduce ito dito sa Pilipinas? Ano ba to? Meron lumapit sa'yo, i-offer natin itong rollball. Sino ba nag-invento? Saan ba ang origins itong rollball?
Yeah, itong rollball ay na-invento po nung 2004 by Dr. Raju Dabade. It's a professor in Pune, India. So na-propagate po siya, na-start ma-propagate noong 2011.
Okay.
Dumating po siya sa Pilipinas noong 2023 nung Batang-bata po. 3 years pa lang. 3-year anniversary namin.
Pa to.
Sa May 15 po anniversary namin. So, nung nilapit po sa akin to, naghahanap po sila ng, yung company ko po kasi ay parang nagko-connect po na magbi-business dun sa Pilipino, na magbi-business abroad, magpumasok ng business dito. So they would like to introduce rollball in the Philippines. Nung hiningin nila yung credentials ko and the credentials of my company, Ace Next Gen, nakita nila na satisfied, and when they saw my experience in the 30th SEA Games, kasi I was part of that, and nakita nila na ako yung kinausap, na ako yung mag-lead. So they gave me a memorandum of agreement for 5 years to propagate this. And immediately after that,
what is this company sa abroad?
International Rollball Federation.
Yun ay Federation International.
Yes.
Okay.
And my company is a private consultancy company. Immediately after na set up ko kagad. February signing, tapos May 15 na register na namin. Tapos ang una pong ginawa ko, naghanap ako ng mga roller skaters. Ito po, sila mga nauna. Si MJ yung kauna-unahan. Tapos the rest ay sumunod na. So every event na downhill, lahat ng mga event na pumunta ako, nag-join, pinopromote ko every now and then. And yun. And eventually, yun po ang naging simula niyan. Ngayon po ay nakadalawang international games na kami.
Oo nga. Nabasa ko na kayo'y naglaro dun sa World Cup sa Dubai dahil kayo nag-qualify through the Asian Rollball Championship. I wanna ask, ito gusto ko tanungin si Jason at saka si Roy. Kasi ngayon sabi nyo, ang hirap i-promote, ang kukunti pa naglalaro. Paano nyo binuo yung national team? Paano nyo binuo yun?
Nag-stick po muna po ako sa mga dating kasama na po na skater. Tapos at the same time, naganap po kami ng mga new beginner na skater din po. Tapos naganap din po kami sa iba-ibang place na player. Tapos pinagsama-sama namin sila. Tapos doon po kami naghanap na pwede namin isama sa isang buong team.
And sino ang coach nito? Ikaw rin?
Din po.
Kita mo. Playing coach, in other words.
At saka yung kapatid ko din po kasama ko.
Ano bang background mo, Jason? Skater ka ba? Skater ka talaga?
Skater po sa ice, roller, at saka nagbabasketball din po kasi ako. Kaya
tama-tama.
Nagustuhan ko po.
And ikaw naman, Roy, anong background mo? Football ka talaga?
Isa po ako ngayong coach po. Yung work
coach
ko ngayon,
ng rollball?
Roller skate po.
Roller skate. Yes, pero paano ka naging goalkeeper?
One time nag-try out ako sa kanila, so nakitaan ako ni Coach Jason kasi ako yung siya yung head captain. Nakitaan niya ako ng potential na maging goalkeeper.
Okay.
Kaya tinuloy-tuloy ko na po yung pag-practice. Tapos yun nga po, nakaano na ako ng Dubai.
In that sense, Katie, kasi nakapaglaro tayo sa World Cup, anong significance yan? Lalong-lalo na ngayon that you're trying to sell and build this sport dito sa bansa. Anong significance sa pagkakalaro natin sa World Cup?
Sobrang nakaka-proud po. Tsaka yung fire po talaga na mag-serve sa rollball at i-promote siya. Sobrang mag-aalab po. Especially as a graphic designer po ng mga uniform nila. Nakaka-proud po. Wherein, ang ultimate goal ko po kasi when we are designing the uniform is the athletes are not only wearing the uniform na feel naka-jersey shirt, hindi po. They are wearing the uniform to represent and feel the history of 100 million people na wherein armor po nila yon. Tinatawag ko po siyang bunig.
Aba?
Armor of hope, wherein nire-represent po nila yung pride and pagiging resilient ng mga Pilipino.
Dapat
malaking bagay na nakapaglaro po sila sa Dubai. Kasi mas marami pa po kaming may inspired, mamomotivate na hindi lang po mga youth but all the people all over the world.
Alam mo kung gano'n dapat kung may Pilipinas ng football, mayroong Gilas ng basketball, dapat kayo bunig. Diba? May sinasabi na si Katie na ganong klase. But MJ, how about funding? Alam ko na hindi madali na magpadala ng national team, magpa-training. Kamusta kayo? How are you supporting yourselves dito sa sport na to?
Actually po, honestly din po, it's coming from our own pockets po. Pero we are reaching out po sa different sponsors. And thankfully po, sabi nga po ni Sir Tony, thankful po kami sa PSC kasi nag-fund po sila para makapunta po sa India po.
Alright.
sa Dubai.
Tony, you were there sa World Cup. Anong
Yes.
takeaways mo sa World Cup? Aside from the fact na sabi mo nga it was an experience.
Yeah,
Pero anong takeaways mo for the future of Philippine rollball? Ano yung nakita mo doon that you carry on para lalo pang lumaki itong sport na to?
Okay, bago yun, I would like to add na tayo po ang kaisa-isang ASEAN country na nakapag-join sa World Cup. During the Asian Games, Asian Rollball Championship ay mayroon po kasama Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Myanmar, and Vietnam. Pero dito po, dahil sa qualification natin, napunta tayo doon. Ang takeaway po namin dito ay talagang medyo malayo nang narating ng rollball, pero malayo-layo pa yung tatahakin. No? And nagpapasalamat kami na yun nga, dahil sa PSC and also some senators, some congressmen were able to dole out, no? And nakikita nila kasi yung potential. So, kaya po, malaking pasalamat namin sa programa nyo na ganito, nabibigyan kami ng break na maka-reach out kami sa mas maraming tao at ma-reach out namin ang mga mayors, mga LGUs, governors, and even private companies na nandito po kami. Marami po ang potential ng rollball. Unang-una po, ito po ay pioneering sports sa Pilipinas. At ang binigay po na authority po sa akin ay pati Southeast Asia.
Ba?
In fact po, I was the one who's organizing.
Organized in Southeast Asia?
Yes.
Yung Southeast Asian parang tournament?
Yes, ASEAN Rollball. There was a plan. One of the plan is to hold the ASEAN Rollball Championship in December. Kasi may ASEAN Summit this coming November. But, Mars na sa Monday So, the timetable, I mean, kulang na. Most likely, mga May 2027.
But, dahil hindi naman to masyado pang laganap sa Southeast Asia, di ba?
Hindi pa laganap. Actually, kaya po namin natalo ang Vietnam at that time kasi we have the same predicament. They're practicing with the same basketball and the same skill. So, ibig sabihin, although they are ahead, madiskarte yung Pilipino. So, nanalo tayo doon. Qualify sa
alright. Given that, na tayo medyo abante sa Southeast Asia, no? And obviously, naka-World Cup na tayo, although sabi nyo nga syempre experience yan, charged experience. What's next para sa Rollball Cup? Anong susunod na mga sasalihan natin? O anong mga programa para sa Rollball?
Sir, sa ngayon, ang inaayos pa po namin is yung sa mga training ground po namin ngayon para sa mga
parang grassroots.
Opo.
Okay.
Na sana patuloy namin hanggang sa mga susunod pa na mga competition at event. Tapos magkakaroon kami ng mga small event para sa mga kids division, senior at saka junior po.
Ito ba eventually may chance ang mapasama sa Southeast Asian Games o Asian Games? Is that something na nasa plano ninyo, Tony?
Yes, kasama po yan. Including yung unang-una sa local, no? Gusto naming coordinate with DepEd na maging exhibition sports sa palarong pambansa.
Sa palarong pambansa. Okay, yan ang una para sa grassroots, no? KT.
That's one. And then
at saka yung pwede rin dito yung Batang Pinoy. Philippine National Games, no?
Yes po, tama po 'yun. And kasama po yung sa strategic plan namin na ma-include po ang rollball sa SEA Games.
Yun ang maganda.
Right now po kasi
pagdagdag ng medalyang ginto.
Apo. Lalo na pag tayong host.
Tayong
host included kagad yung automatic. Ang isa pa ho dito, ang IRBA po ay nag-apply po para sa Olympic. Kailangan po sila ng limang countries.
Sino bang tanyag dito ngayon in the world? Sino number 1?
India po.
India. Then sino ang 2 and 3?
Kenya po.
Kenya.
Iraq.
Okay.
Malalaki po.
So ang mga Europeans hindi pa.
Meron din po like France.
Diba? France and Argentina.
France and Argentina.
Meron po.
Alright. Jason, rather Roy, ano kung gusto kong maglaro ng rollball, ako isang skater, o di kaya, huwag natin sabihing skater, ako ay isang basketball player na gusto kong sumali dyan sa rollball. Pwede ba ako matrain, mag-skate? Paano ang programa? How can I become a rollball player?
Pwede naman po, basta may dedikasyon ka or kung gusto mo talaga matutong gusto mo sumali, kailangan, doon po kasi yung disiplina Kailangan mo yung may ganun. Kasi, yung ibang players kasi na, hindi naman lahat, kumbaga yung na-encounter namin ni coach na kumbaga walang disiplina, sasali lang kasi may ganito, may ganun. Yun yung pinakaayaw. Ayaw namin.
Mas mahirap ba yun,
Mas
MJ, na hindi ka pa marunong mag-skate tapos saka ka pala matututo? Kaysa yung marunong ka na mag-skate, hindi ka marunong mag-basketball. Anong mas maganda doon?
Mas maganda po yung marunong ka na mag-skate,
Mag-skate,
at
oo.
saka na lang po yung basketball. Kasi ang pinaka ano niya po doon is yung balance po talaga.
Yung balance ay
Opo.
importante.
Paano po kung bigla kang gusto mong tumalon, kunin yung bola?
Pwede tumalon dyan?
Pwede po, pwede po.
Apa, edi kung madapa ka, talagang marami nalalaglag. Dahil
Opo,
kasi
opo.
unang walang preno,
Opo,
sabi nyo.
opo.
Wow. So,
Grabe.
injuries-wise, ito ba ay very prone to injury?
Hindi naman po. Since it's a gentleman's
wala
sport.
namang banggaan.
Wala naman po. Opo.
that's
Pero
why.
safety precaution lang po dapat. May safety
May
gears po tayo. Helmet, wrist guard, yung mga knee pads, elbow pads. Kailangan po talaga kasi
Katie, is this something na bagay sa Pilipino?
Bagay na bagay.
So, is this something na dapat ang mga kabataan natin ay subukan talaga?
Yes po. Actually, pasok din po siya sa mga programa na pwedeng i-partner. That's for example po yung Barkada kontra Droga ng DepEd na pinapatupad. So, maging ano po nila, hobbies po nila, at the same time, yung skills po nila na de-develop. So, pwedeng-pwede po siya talaga para sa mga kabataang Pilipino po. Actually, kahit anong edad po pwede.
Pwede?
Wala po siya pinipiling edad.
Pwede?
Opo.
Ako marunong ako mag-skating.
Opo.
Roller skate? Marunong ako.
Kumbaga, nababalikan po natin yung mga dati nating inner child po di
Oo
ba?
nga eh.
Kahit anong edad po, pwede pong maglaro.
Kasi
ng
nung araw,
volleyball.
bago yung mga ice skating, roller skate naman talaga.
Opo.
Diba? Talaga naman yun ng, sa Luneta nga, may roller skate eh.
Yes.
Nung araw nga, pati sa Baguio, mayroong roller skate, diba? Kaya marurunong tayo kahit papaano, tsaka magandang balanse ng Pilipino.
Yes po.
Alright. But alam mo, nakakatuwa, Tony, and everyone else na meron tayong ganitong sport. Hopefully lumaki nga ang inyong hanay, lalo pang dumami sa iba't ibang lugar sa Pilipinas. So I guess as a parting shot, Tony, siguro isang mensahe sa ating mga nanonood na hindi lamang subukan to pero suportahan ng roll ball.
Sige po, unang-una, kami po ay nagpapasalamat dito po sa programa ng Power and Play, no? And kay Kanoli, no? Na kami ay tinanghal dito, no? Maraming salamat po. At ngayon po, kami po ay sa larangan po ng roll ball, kami po ay nananawagan sa mga local government units, mayors, governors, and even private companies. Kindly check us out. Meron po kaming webpage, may FB page kami. Tignan nyo po kung paano po yung development ng itong sports. Unang-una po, this is a pioneering sports in the Philippines and in Southeast Asia. And tayo po ang kauna-unahang nakapag-compete sa World Cup. Maganda po yung development ito. Magtutuloy-tuloy po ito kung meron pong support ng ating mga kababayan. So maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Tony, sa inyong pagdalo yan. Kita nyo naka-roll ball na ako. Susubukan ko yan mamaya. Sigurado na yan. Again, thank you so much, Tony, MJ, Roy, Jason, at Katie sa inyong pagdalo. And supportan po natin hindi lang mga roll ball, kundi lahat ng mga sports na bago dahil hindi lang naman po basketball, boxing, ang ating volleyball, ang ating lalaroin. Marami pong pwede tayong salihan, and of course, sports is about nation building. Alright, bago po tayo magtapos, syempre, announce ko lang po ang mga nanalo sa JoyRide Top-Up promo ng 1,000 pesos JR Pay wallet credits mula sa JoyRide. Si Jonalyn Balita, Eileen Torion, Mary Shokial, Hans Makapagal, at si Christopher De Castro. Congratulations sa inyong lahat. Uy, by the way, may gift pack para sa team ng roll ball ng M2 Veggie Drink. Mula kay Jojo Tamasi ang para sa inyo lahat. At Jo, supportahan mo yung roll ball. Baka pwede the M2 Veggie Drinks roll ball team. Why not? Alright mga kaibigan, thank you for joining us today. Magsama-sama po ulit tayo next week. At lagi po natin sinasabi dito sa Power and Play, tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit. At sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei Gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH, teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. Happy Sports Weekend mga kapatid! More power, more play.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, Ang galing na meron tayo, ilantad ang likas nating talento, at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Pagpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, tsumbe, sibay, lakay, amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Power and Play was brought to you by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, love your journey. Photon, empowering the Filipino business. JoyRide, ang inyong bagong kasundo. And N Plus Gold, tanda ng pagmamahal.
Halina't makinig, talakayin natin ang laro. Gusto mo
may issue ka ba sa batas? Tutok ng Vanguard Radio Network kasama ang Big Sound FM at Big Radio 1180